Good morning. Welcome to Up to the Minute. Good to have you with us on this tasty Tuesday. It's also, we've got a special guest joining us soon, and we're live in the studio. Benji is my co host this morning.
Yeah,
You're here on time. You're all good.
yeah, I'm all good.
We're
Yeah,
running late.
aren't we excited I was here on time?
Yeah, you're almost like waiting in the green room when
Yeah,
we
just kind
arrived.
of,
Chilling,
just
going
chilling,
over your computer,
diffusing, just going over
going over your notes, all
the
that stuff.
topics and
Yeah,
whatnot.
all the things you do when you get ready for a TV show. But
Yes,
we're glad to have you with us on this Tuesday. We're live every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. most of the time when HCC is in session, but you can always catch us in social media, rewatch the show anytime, and we're also on HCCTV.
yes, we're live on the Houston Community College District Facebook page, not HCC, but Houston Community College District. We're also on YouTube, X, LinkedIn, and on HCCTV, our own TV channel. We can catch a rebroadcast of this show at noon, 5 and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
So it is Tasty Tuesday, and we've got a special guest joining us, another Houston Top Chef guest. Henry Liu is the co-owner of June in third place and contestant on Top Chef Canada and our Tasty Tuesday guest. Good to see you, Chef. Glad to have you with us. I think you're still muted there.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here with you guys.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to hearing about. We've been hearing about your restaurant a lot, so we're looking forward to hearing. I understand you're going to be creating something for us this morning.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna make a congee. That's something that I grew up eating. Something that really represents my whole childhood and even this restaurant as a whole.
Very cool. We're looking forward to talking to you in a few minutes. We'll be with you in about 10 minutes or so. But first, you've got a guest joining us from the history department.
Yes, we have a Dr. Alex LaRotta. He is HCC US and Mexican American history professor, faculty sponsor of the HCC History Club. Welcome back to the show, Alex.
Hey, good morning. It's good to be back. Thanks for having me.
Of course. You've started a new history club, and we're very excited to talk about that. So tell us about it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And in hindsight, I realized it was quite a heavy lift. Just kind of starting something anew. And it was really exciting. I think I lucked out by having a really great student, like executive leadership team. I was able to kind of pluck a little bit from the Honors College. I'm also affiliated with the Honors College at the Central Campus. And yeah, this last year we did quite a few things. We tried to take history out of the classroom, and there's a lot of different ways you can do that. Just thinking about how historical knowledge can empower our students. It's not
Yeah,
necessarily just about getting the core classes that they need, but getting them excited about history and how it can sort of tap into their lives. And I kind of let the students on a long leash, so to speak, kind of give
mhm.
them the sense of autonomy, leadership, and kind of the skills that you kind of need to kind of create programming to organize things. And so we both kind of, like I said, collectively learned a lot about it together. But we had some really fun events this year.
Great. And I know one thing that I loved about history sometimes, especially when it's relating to school, people plan field trips because there's history all around us. I mean, did y'all take any field trips or anything like that?
Yes, yeah. So we, the funny thing is, we had this field trip planned, and we were going to go to the African American Museum of Culture here in the Museum District. And at
Okay.
the last minute, we had to pull the plug on it. So I was a little bit sad on that. We had some kind of unexpected factors kind of hit us that week with the leadership team that was kind of helping organize things. So they asked if we could pivot and kind of try it again. So we were about to do the field trip, and we had to kind of just pull back on it. But that being stated, I mean, that we want to kind of build on that again coming into this
Of
next
course.
year. So that's the idea, is that we want to kind of try to think about, history. Houston is so wonderful in many different ways, but of course our museums and our museum district is really quite a gem in our city. And like, as I mentioned, I'm at the Central Campus. We're kind of right next door to the museum district, and so there's really ample opportunity. We did partner with the Buffalo Soldiers Museum actually this
Awesome. Yeah,
year.
right across from Central.
Yes, that's correct. So we want to continue to kind of build those connections with the community, and the students are really excited about those types of opportunities.
Awesome. And I know this was the first year. So are we looking forward to anything this coming year?
Definitely. Like I said, I definitely want to make good on getting us to a field trip.
Of
So,
course.
it was, we were, that was kind of a missed opportunity this year, but we want to try that again. We are also wanting to kind of partner, like I said, with kind of community organizations. I have some friends with the Third Ward Bike Tour.
Okay.
And we've been talking about like sort of inviting students to kind of go to this Third Ward Bike Tour where they do this really cool bike tour during Black History Month.
Yeah.
And of course, Third Ward being kind of an epicenter for Black Houston life, and
Hmm.
the central campus being right there, kind of in the Third Ward, the historic Third Ward. We want to kind of use those opportunities, but we also want to partner with our friends in the Philosophy Club. They do a really great food drive every year, so we want history and philosophy to kind of come together. And we're also our disciplines are very kind of related, of course, in the humanities. So yeah, it's about letting the students kind of thrive in their environments, but also kind of connecting to other student groups, to just the city around them too.
That's great to hear. Now, essentially, is the goal of the club to encourage students to consider history majors and minors? Would you say that?
I would say that we definitely want to pique their interest.
Hmm.
I don't want to necessarily, lobby them, but but I am a history lover. I'm a history faculty. I obviously care a lot about it. So I do see it as a kind of a natural conduit, to at least get students to kind of think about it. Like for example, we were able to partner with the University of Houston History Department, and I'm actually a proud alumni from the UH History graduate program. So I had some of my former graduate professors come to HCC. We kind of partnered together for them to learn a little bit more about what historians do. I talk a lot about what I do in the classroom. They obviously know me as an educator, but I kind of wear different hats as an historian. I'm a
Yeah.
writer. So like an academic, I kind of engage in that part of my profession. But historians do a lot of different things, and so and really fundamentally, there's a skill set that we do in our classes that's
Yeah.
across the humanities. That's a part, of course, of a college education that they can get from history. So it definitely History Club definitely wants to kind of open them to those possibilities.
Yeah.
What we have with our majors and our minors, and the potentials for that, the benefits of having a great history education. And HCC has a really awesome history department. I might be biased, but I don't think I am. I'm sure that we have really awesome faculty, and it's so, and they realize that too. It's History Club has been a really cool way to kind of open up to that world.
Okay, so fill me in. Let's say if I were a student, I go to a meeting for the history club. I mean, how do we know what we're gonna talk about? How do we choose the history topic? I mean, how does that happen? And how do the meetings run?
They're so fun. I mean, the students, like I said, they kind of run with it. I
Hmm.
really thought, we were kind of getting this off the ground together. Initially, I knew there would be kind of some growth spurts, some learning moments, but they really plan a lot of fun events. I want to really credit my student leadership team. They have, for example, trivia and book it, and history club tends to lend to really fun trivia because that's what trivia really is about. And so we do trivia games. They come up with like prizes.
Okay.
Oftentimes the meetings will be about what we do as an organization. We plan events for the future. We kind of get insight from our members. So usually, like I said, I'm at Central right now. We're at the Central campus. This is obviously open to our entire district, and we want to build across the district. But if I would encourage anyone that has interest in this to please reach out to me. I Happy to share this. My email there, of course, is alex.larota@hccs.edu. Like I said, faculty sponsor, so any and all information I can either point you to me or to our student leadership team.
Of course. And I know you're a Mexican American history professor as well. You specialize in that. I mean, would you say Houston is just very rich of Mexican American culture?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. One of the things I like to do, I teach the U.S. history surveys, and I always like to do a unit on Houston and on
Hmm.
Texas. And we do a lot about, we're talking, we have a whole unit on Texas Mexican history, so definitely Houston is just is so dynamic in our Latino communities. I mean, definitely with Mexican American, but you have a wide panorama of Latino communities in Houston. And so it's always a great kind of open classroom experiment, you know, to kind of think about Houston and its histories. I definitely do a lot of that in my classroom. So
It-
try
yeah,
to connect Houston to the broader national histories.
and not only Mexican, right? Because I mean, some folks say organically, Houston is the most diverse city maybe in the world, right? I mean, organically, right? Because there is New York City, but that happened because of Ellis Island, and people just kind of trickled down into New York City. But organically, is that true? Is that what Houston is?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is. It's a proud claim that we have, right? And we've heard this from various sources, from our leaders. We know this from the news. The Kinder Institute at Rice kind of has quantified that statement that we are a very diverse city and county. Yeah, that lends to one. We already have a very diverse student population, but we can use that as a model to kind of think about you know how to teach history and thinking about this kind of multicultural environment that we live here in Houston. It lends to a very natural connection in that way.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Alex LaRotta, HCC US and Mexican American History Professor and faculty sponsor of the HCC History Club. And we'll have all of your info on our post after the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. All right. After a quick commercial break, Todd will be back to talk to our Tasty Tuesday guest.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
That one day at PE when they were like yelling at me and then you just linked arms with me. I don't think you know how much like that helped me. I finally like knew that I had somebody.
Welcome back to Up to the Minute. It's Tasty Tuesday, and we've got a guest for you, Chef Henry Liu, who is the co-owner and chef in June in the Heights. He's a top chef contestant and our Tasty Tuesday guest. Good to have you with us on the show, Chef, and congrats on Top Chef. We'll talk about that in just a few moments.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Now, I was reading a little bit about you. Now, you're a Chinese, first generation Chinese American from an immigrant family from the Bronx.
Yeah.
How did you wind up in Houston?
It took a lot of convincing throughout the years, but my good friend Chef Evelyn Garcia, she told me that Houston's just rich of culture and exciting minority and everything. And I came down, I just like fell in love with it. And so I moved down here back in 2021.
Okay, so you're at June. How long have you guys been open there at June?
We opened back in 2023.
Okay.
So it's
okay.
almost 3 years now.
I think we had a guest on a couple of weeks ago who was doing a pop-up at June. Another guest. I want to say she was doing Burmese food.
Yeah. Yeah, Chef Sue's a good friend of ours too.
Yeah.
We really want to open our doors, to chefs that don't have currently have a space or anything, and allow them to do like pop-ups and everything. I mean, I think that's one of the beautiful things about Houston. So many people open their doors to us and let us pop up in their space before we even had a space, and we're just trying to pay that forward right now.
I know you're going to be making something for us. Tell us a little bit about what you're going to be making today.
Yeah, so I'm making you essentially a bowl of congee.
Okay.
It's such a warm, inviting food that I grew up eating my whole life. It's something that was always at the table at breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Anytime my mom I was sick or anything, my mom would make it for me. And so I'm making a version of it, a sweet version of it here today.
Okay. Well, you can go ahead and get started on that. We'll
Yeah.
continue asking a few questions. I know your partner, Evelyn, has been on Top Chef as well. Tell us about your experience on the show, because I know you were talking before the show. It seems like they shoot that way in advance.
Yeah, so we filmed back in like August, September. I mean, like I had a lot of friends that were on the show and told me a lot of what to expect and everything. But once you're in it, it's just like wild. You know, it's like you're thrown in situations that you never thought would be possible. You know, you're waking up, you never know what's gonna happen. And so you're
Yeah.
just trying to mentally prepare yourself for anything.
And how is that? Do you think being on that show has influenced your daily work at June and your other ventures?
Oh, for sure. I mean, people come in, they now like don't see me. I'm always up in the front, you know, saying hi to everyone that walks in the door. And now you just see this like excitement, you know, like they're here, they're like, oh my God, like I just saw you on TV and now you're here at the
Yeah,
restaurant. And I'm always like, yeah, you know, I still have to pay the bills. Still
I
gotta
got to pay
work.
the bills somehow. Absolutely. So, let's take a look at the kanji. So tell us, you're saying this is like a comfort Chinese comfort food.
Yeah, so kanji, in its essence, is essentially like rice porridge. What we normally eat is like a very plain kanji. But these days, I love adding different kind of flavors and everything, and that's what this restaurant is all about. You know, we take something that we grew up eating, something that we're very familiar with, and then add these fun, interesting flavors. And so today, essentially rehydrating old rice. You know, you always have rice in your cabinet, you know, whether you get takeout or anything, you always have this extra rice. And so you could take your day old rice, rehydrate it. I put a little uh stock, put a little oil and butter in a pan. I'm getting it nice and hot and boiling to essentially rehydrate your rice again.
Now, is this, you said this is a sweet version. Is this something you'd eat for a dessert or for breakfast or just any time of day?
My God, I have such a little sweet tooth, and I think that's why I want to make a sweet version today because right after this, I'm gonna eat this whole bowl. So you get the rice, right? And like you can make a savory version. I like the sweet version with condensed milk and a little bit of, and then you just like stir in egg yolk right into it, you know, get your protein and everything.
What protein would you use in a sweet version?
I like to just like stir in eggs right into it. And it's
Okay.
so simple. It only takes three ingredients. So you have your butter, your eggs, and then your rice. And then you just bring that all together. This is like boiling in front of me.
And this is, it sounds pretty well. I mean, only a few ingredients, pretty simple dish, but it sounds like it's also a pretty quick prep as well.
Yeah, it's such a easy thing to do every day. You know, you wake up in the morning, you get it started, and it's such a fun meal to have during your day.
What type of foods will you find on the menu at June? I know, are you guys more Chinese flavors influence? What exactly will we find there?
Yeah, so Evelyn is Salvadorian Mexican and I'm Chinese American. And we love a blend of both of our cultures and upbringings. You know, and especially here in Houston, there's such a diverse group of people, immigrants, and culture. And so we're blending and blurring those lines between all these cultures and everything. And so things that you would get, you know, like you'll get an agua chile here, but we use like fish sauce to season it. You get a congee here, and then we put like carnitas and stuff on top of it.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so you get like this like the best of both worlds, you know.
That sounds pretty, and I know it's been widely successful because since you opened, you guys have had two great successes, including some James Beard Awards.
I know it's honestly amazing. Like we weren't expecting any of those accolades and awards, and it's so exciting that the world and Houston really taking us in.
You also opened June. Space, is it a space inside June and created third place, or is it something different?
Yeah, so that whole idea came about what I talked about earlier. It's like people in this city has opened their doors for us. And so we have a space now, you know, we're not utilizing to the during the daytime. And so we're like, what can we do for the people that have given us the time and space and effort? And so we want to open our doors for other chefs to come in and pop up and use the space during lunch hours, you know, and then we wrap all that up and then still open in June. So the morning cafe operates called Third Place.
So you guys, I understand you got like matcha there, and then pastries, craft station, all types of different things that you
Yeah,
have.
yeah, a lot of fun things. You know, we're trying to really activate the space. I was like, we have cool, fun matcha drinks and everything. I would say we create a lot of different sweet and savory pastries, and then the guest chef would create a lot of the lunch items that you'll see on the menu. And then we're doing a lot of workshops. So we have like a craft station. We have wine people coming in, trying out different wines and everything. Our friend's a florist, she comes in and does flower arrangements and everything. So it's really trying to engage the community. We even have people coming here setting up mahjong tables in our dining room now and
Yeah.
just playing mahjong in the morning. And I think it's really fun to watch the community use the space the way they do.
We've only got a couple of minutes left, but I wanted to, for people who are wanting to visit you guys in the Heights, where exactly are you in the Heights?
Yeah, we're on East 20th, right off of Yale and Heights Boulevard area.
Okay, I know exactly in that area. The restaurant is called June. You can also check out Third Space. We're going to have all of your information in our social media post. And for the Top Chef season 22, is that currently on right now? And what's the best way for people to watch it?
So it's currently on right now, and you can watch it on Bravo TV app, or you can watch it on Peacock the next day.
All right, Chef, I want to see that kanji before we leave here. Maybe you can hold it up to the camera.
Yeah. So I'm putting it in a bowl right now for you. And so I love just dropping a straight egg right into it. I don't know if you can see it. Egg right into that, some berries. And then just give it a good stir.
And there you go. A sweetened version of kanji. I've never had one like that. I've had kanji before, but not sweetened. Yeah. So I'm interested in trying that out. That looks pretty darn good.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so comfortable. It's like
Chef Henry Liu from June and also Third Place. We appreciate you being here and joining us this morning, and best of luck and continued success. Tell Evelyn we said hi, and we wish to see you guys again in the future.
Will do. Thank you.
Thanks, Chef. All right, we're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, Benji and I will wrap things up with some news and announcements of things happening across the district.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Welcome back to Up to the Minute. We got some things to wrap up this show, some things happening across the district. One of them ongoing. And Instagram is currently our gallery walls for an exhibition that features all studio classes from all colleges in Houston Community College system. The viewing link is available online through May the 31st. Check it out. There's going to be a link in our post after the show. And it's almost time for PEPs.
Yes, put a pep in your step. The year-end review process for 2024-2025 must have PEP documents acknowledged by June. For additional info, visit My HCC for step-by-step instructions, or you can contact your talent relations senior partner. The deadlines are June 1st for 9-month full faculty and part-time adjunct faculty, and then June 30th for 10-month full-time faculty and full-time faculty/staff. So check out our post after the show for more info.
We've got a virtual book club, HCC Northeast and Southeast colleges. Libraries have come together to offer a 2025 virtual book club for students, staff, and faculty. Registration and discussions are online, and the selected book, Afterglow, Climate Fiction for Future Ancestors. It's an HCC library ebook. The virtual club registration goes on through Monday, June the 9th, and look in our post after the show for more information on that. And if you need a refund, it's on its way from our financial aid department.
Yes, students wondering when to expect their refunds this semester should know that HCC's financial aid office will continue to disperse and refund financial aid funds remotely. Check out our post after the show for a link to find out more info.
We've got a 3-day weekend coming up. You do anything special?
Maybe. I'm not.
Maybe.
It's up in the air right now.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay.
I'm gonna go
All
to
right.
Lake House, but we'll see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. He's got big plans. Well, if you have big plans, this weekend is the weekend to do it. We've got a holiday. Memorial Day is this Monday, May the 26th. Campuses are closed for HCC. It's an official holiday, so we will not have up to the minute that morning. On HCCTV, we'll run a best of show on that day. And it's time to register for the summer classes in the fall right now.
Yes, it's time to be thinking about fall classes early, or you can still register for summer classes to help stay on track. HCC classes are still offered in a variety of programs, semester lengths, and range of modalities, including online anytime, online on a schedule, hybrid, in-person, and hybrid lab. To learn more about HCC program start dates and options to cover costs, visit hccs.edu/apply.
So later this week, we'll welcome HCC's Community Learning Program to discuss its workshops for active adults. And later this week, as we said, we will have people celebrating Memorial Day. Well, a few people could be overindulging, maybe eating a little too much, getting too much sun. We'll be talking to the director of Coleman College's Human Services Technology Program, who will offer some tips on how to avoid that. So if you're going to the beach house, you might want to watch that show.
Yeah, I'll watch that to
Yeah.
not overindulge.
Yeah, so have a good weekend. But we got a few days to wrap up this week before we get to that Memorial Day weekend. We will be back tomorrow, and we're live again at 10 a.m.